Camilla's hidden role on King Charles and Princess Diana's honeymoon. The truth finally out. What was supposed to be a fairy tale honeymoon for King Charles and Princess Diana turned into something much darker. The world watched as they began their life together, full of pomp, grandeur, and the promise of a royal love story. Yet behind the smiles and celebrations, Princess Diana felt the weight of an invisible presence that refused to let her enjoy the happiness she'd hoped for. Camilla Parker Bowles, a woman from King Charles' past, and as Princess Diana would painfully learn, his present, seemed to haunt every moment. From subtle reminders like jewelry to the nagging feeling of being second best, Princess Diana's honeymoon became more about navigating her insecurities than reveling in her new marriage. How could she truly compete with someone who'd already won a place in King Charles' heart? This wasn't just a minor issue. It became the foundation of mistrust and emotional struggles that defined their relationship. What really happened on that honeymoon? And how did Camilla's shadow loom so large? Stay with us till the end of this video as we uncover the subtle yet powerful influence Camilla had on King Charles and Princess Diana's relationship from the very start. Let's dive in. Number 1. The beginnings of King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage. King Charles and Princess Diana's wedding in July 1981 was the event of a century. Billions of people worldwide tuned in to witness the grandeur of their union, believing they were watching the beginning of a royal fairy tale. The ceremony was steeped in tradition, with Princess Diana's dazzling gown and radiant smile captivating audiences. Yet behind the scenes, cracks were already forming. While the public celebrated, insiders knew that King Charles and Princess Diana's relationship lacked a strong foundation. Their courtship was brief, and they hardly knew each other. Complicating matters was the shadow of another woman, Camilla Parker Bowles. Even before their marriage, Princess Diana was acutely aware of the emotional ties between King Charles and Camilla, setting the stage for an uneasy start. The honeymoon was supposed to be a respite, a time to solidify their bond away from public scrutiny. Instead, it became clear that unresolved tensions and the ghost of King Charles' past with Camilla would overshadow their newlywed bliss. Number 2. King Charles' relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles. King Charles' connection with Camilla Parker Bowles was no secret within royal circles. The two met in the early 1970s and quickly developed a deep bond. Camilla was witty, confident, and shared King Charles' love for the outdoors, making her an ideal companion. However, royal expectations dictated that King Charles' bride must be suitable for the crown, which Camilla's background reportedly did not meet. When King Charles went on naval duty, Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles. Despite this, she and King Charles remained close, a bond that would prove unshakable even after their respective marriages. By the time King Charles married Princess Diana, his emotional attachment to Camilla had not diminished. For Princess Diana, this was no small issue. The young bride quickly realized that she wasn't just marrying a prince, but also stepping into a complex love triangle. This emotional entanglement between King Charles and Camilla laid the groundwork for the difficulties that plagued the royal marriage from the very beginning. Number 3. Princess Diana's awareness of Camilla from the start. Long before Princess Diana walked down the aisle, she was aware of Camilla's significance in King Charles' life. Reports suggest that King Charles was candid about his ongoing friendship with Camilla, but the depth of his emotional connection became evident through subtle signs. Princess Diana herself described Camilla's lingering presence as a constant, unspoken tension between them. Princess Diana's intuition was sharp, and she couldn't ignore the way King Charles' demeanor would change when Camilla's name came up. It didn't help that King Charles' inner circle often included Camilla, reinforcing Princess Diana's suspicions. As she entered the marriage, Princess Diana was already grappling with feelings of insecurity and doubt. This awareness was not just a personal burden, but a shadow over what was meant to be the happiest time of her life. Her honeymoon, far from being a romantic getaway, would only deepen her fears that Camilla's influence was far from over. Number 4. The discovery of a personalized gift from King Charles to Camilla. One of the most poignant moments came before the wedding, when Princess Diana stumbled upon a gift King Charles had prepared for Camilla, a gold bracelet engraved with the initials G and F, their nicknames for each other, Gladys and Fred. This discovery was a devastating blow for Princess Diana, confirming her worst fears. The bracelet wasn't just a token. It was a symbol of an enduring connection that King Charles couldn't seem to let go of. For Princess Diana, finding this gift was not only heartbreaking, but also a stark reminder that her place in King Charles' heart was not uncontested. Despite her youth and inexperience with royal life, she knew this was not how a marriage should begin. Though King Charles reportedly downplayed the significance of the bracelet, the damage was done. It set the tone for their honeymoon, and ultimately their marriage. Princess Diana's trust was shaken, and the emotional distance between her and King Charles grew wider as they embarked on their first trip as husband and wife. Number 5. King Charles' honeymoon behavior and Camilla's influence. As King Charles and Princess Diana set off on their Mediterranean cruise and Balmoral retreat, Princess Diana's hopes for intimacy and connection quickly gave way to feelings of isolation. King Charles' behavior often betrayed his lingering attachment to Camilla. One particularly painful detail was King Charles bringing along cufflinks engraved with Camilla's initials, a choice that baffled and hurt Princess Diana deeply. The honeymoon, which should have been a time for the couple to build memories, became a stage for Princess Diana's growing insecurities. She later recounted feeling as though Camilla was a constant, unseen presence, a shadow that loomed over their every interaction. For Princess Diana, this wasn't paranoia. It was a visceral acknowledgement of her husband's divided heart. King Charles' emotional distance during the honeymoon wasn't just about Camilla. It also reflected his struggles with the pressures of royal duty and a marriage he may have felt ill-prepared for. Nevertheless, for Princess Diana, his actions signaled an undeniable truth. She was competing with a love that had never truly ended. Number 6. Princess Diana's loneliness and emotional isolation. Instead of feeling cherished, Princess Diana felt profoundly lonely during her honeymoon. She described it as a time of emotional neglect, with King Charles appearing distracted and distant. The isolation was compounded by the grandeur of their surroundings. The luxury of the royal yacht and the splendor of Balmoral only highlighted the emotional void between them. Princess Diana's sense of being a third wheel was more than a passing thought. She later spoke about how the honeymoon revealed the emotional gulf between her and King Charles. While she'd hoped to feel adored and valued, she found herself yearning for a connection that seemed impossible to achieve. The emotional toll of this experience was immense. It marked the beginning of a pattern that would persist throughout their marriage. Princess Diana's efforts to reach King Charles and his inability to fully open up to her. The seeds of mistrust, sown during their honeymoon, would grow into deep-rooted issues that neither could overcome. Number 7. Princess Diana's desperate attempts to win King Charles' affection. Despite her growing suspicions and feelings of inadequacy, Princess Diana tried desperately to make the honeymoon a success. She saw it as an opportunity to strengthen their bond and prove herself as a worthy partner. From engaging in King Charles' favorite activities to presenting herself as the ideal companion, Princess Diana worked tirelessly to gain his affection. However, her efforts often went unnoticed or unreciprocated. King Charles' mind seemed preoccupied, and his actions, whether intentional or not, left Princess Diana feeling sidelined. She would later recount that her attempts to bring them closer only emphasized the emotional distance between them. Princess Diana's struggle to win King Charles' love wasn't just about their marriage, but also about her sense of self-worth. She was a young woman, thrust into a highly publicized role, and the rejection she felt on such an intimate level was devastating. Her honeymoon, a supposed celebration of love, instead became an early lesson in heartbreak and unfulfilled expectations. Number 8. The Telltale phone calls to Camilla. Adding to Princess Diana's distress were reports that King Charles maintained communication with Camilla, even during their honeymoon. Allegedly, King Charles made calls to Camilla while he and Princess Diana were supposed to be enjoying the privacy of their getaway. These calls were a clear indication that Camilla's influence was not confined to their pre-marriage relationship, but had carried over into their new life as husband and wife. For Princess Diana, these phone calls were a betrayal. They confirmed her fears that Camilla remained a significant presence in King Charles' life, even as he embarked on his new chapter. It wasn't just the act of calling Camilla, but the emotional implications behind it. Princess Diana's insecurities were validated, deepening the divide between her and King Charles. The knowledge of these calls would haunt Princess Diana throughout her marriage. They symbolized a connection that King Charles could not or would not break. leaving Princess Diana to feel as though she was always competing for his attention and affection. Number 9. The emotional toll on Princess Diana. The honeymoon left Princess Diana emotionally battered. What should have been a joyful beginning felt more like an uphill battle. The realization that King Charles' heart was not entirely hers took a significant toll on her mental health. She would later describe feeling isolated, unloved, and deeply insecure. This emotional toll was not limited to the honeymoon. It set a precedent for their marriage, where Princess Diana often felt like she was fighting a losing battle for her husband's affection. Her struggles during this time laid the foundation for the challenges she would face in the years to come, including battles with her self-esteem and mental health. Princess Diana's experiences during the honeymoon also revealed the complexities of royal life. Behind the public smiles and dazzling appearances were profound personal struggles. For Princess Diana, the honeymoon became a painful reminder that her marriage was far from the fairy tale the world believed it to be. Number 10. King Charles' unresolved feelings for Camilla. King Charles' inability to let go of his emotional ties to Camilla was one of the most significant barriers to his relationship with Princess Diana. Despite his decision to marry Princess Diana, his heart seemed to remain firmly attached to his first love. This emotional conflict prevented King Charles from fully committing to his new wife, both emotionally and mentally. Princess Diana's awareness of this unresolved connection created a sense of constant competition. She often felt like she was battling a ghost, a past relationship that King Charles could not or would not leave behind. This dynamic placed immense strain on their marriage, leading to frequent misunderstandings and emotional distance. The unresolved feelings King Charles held for Camilla were not just a personal issue, but a reflection of the pressures and expectations placed on him as the future king. His decision to marry Princess Diana may have been guided by duty, but his heart remained with Camilla, creating a tragic rift that neither he nor Princess Diana could bridge. Number 11. The royal family's awareness of the situation. The royal family was not oblivious to King Charles' feelings for Camilla. In fact, many members reportedly knew about their close bond long before Princess Diana entered the picture. However, the expectations of the monarchy dictated that King Charles marry someone who fit the public's image of a future queen. Princess Diana, young, beautiful, and aristocratic, seemed like the perfect choice. This pressure to uphold appearances added another layer of complexity to King Charles and Princess Diana's relationship. The family's insistence on moving forward with the marriage, despite knowing about King Charles' lingering feelings for Camilla, created an environment where unresolved issues were bound to surface. For Princess Diana, this awareness added to her sense of betrayal. She felt unsupported and isolated within the institution, as though her struggles were secondary to maintaining the monarchy's image. This lack of genuine support only deepened the challenges she faced in her marriage and her role as a royal. Number 12. Princess Diana's growing distrust and insecurity. The events of the honeymoon planted seeds of distrust and insecurity in Princess Diana that would only grow over time. She later described feeling as though her marriage was crowded from the very beginning, with Camilla's presence overshadowing her relationship with King Charles. These feelings of insecurity were not unfounded. From the personalized gifts to the phone calls, Princess Diana had ample reason to feel sidelined in her own marriage. These early experiences set a tone of mistrust that permeated their relationship, making it difficult for Princess Diana to feel secure or valued. As the years went on, this distrust manifested in various ways, from public tension to private confrontations. Princess Diana's struggle to reconcile her feelings of inadequacy with her public role as a princess created a heartbreaking dichotomy. The seeds sown during the honeymoon would ultimately contribute to the unraveling of her marriage. Number 13. The lasting impact of Camilla's presence on Princess Diana and King Charles' marriage. Camilla's hidden role during King Charles and Princess Diana's honeymoon was just the beginning of a dynamic that would define their marriage. Princess Diana often felt like she was living in the shadows of another woman, unable to compete with the deep emotional bond King Charles shared with Camilla. This dynamic had a lasting impact on their relationship, creating a cycle of mistrust, resentment, and emotional distance. For Princess Diana, the knowledge that Camilla remained a constant in King Charles' life was a source of ongoing pain. For King Charles, His inability to fully commit to Princess Diana created barriers that neither could overcome. The honeymoon, rather than being a time of unity, became a harbinger of the struggles to come. It revealed the deep-rooted issues that would ultimately lead to the breakdown of their marriage and the public revelations that shocked the world. Number 14. Princess Diana's public revelation of the three in this marriage. In her 1995 BBC Panorama interview, Princess Diana famously stated, "There were three of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." This candid admission validated the suspicions that had surrounded King Charles and Princess Diana's relationship for years. It was a moment of raw honesty that resonated with the public and cemented Princess Diana's legacy as the people's princess. For Princess Diana, this revelation was not just about exposing the truth, but also about reclaiming her narrative. It was a way to articulate the struggles she'd faced from the very beginning, including the shadow of Camilla that loomed over her marriage. This statement became a defining moment, highlighting the emotional toll of her relationship and the sacrifices she'd made as a royal. Number 15. Lessons from the honeymoon. King Charles and Princess Diana's honeymoon shows how hard royal marriages can be. It wasn't just about two people starting a life together. They were under constant public and family pressure. Camilla's presence made things worse, showing how unresolved feelings can damage a relationship. Princess Diana realized on the honeymoon that love and loyalty can't be forced, even in a royal marriage. These moments remind us how personal struggles can exist even in the most glamorous lives. The events of King Charles and Princess Diana's honeymoon provide important lessons about the complexities of royal relationships. This was not simply a matter of two people adjusting to married life. It was a high-stakes union, placed under the constant glare of public and familial expectations. For Diana, the honeymoon revealed the harsh reality of her marriage, that emotional connections cannot be forced, and that love and loyalty cannot be dictated by duty alone. Number 16. Princess Diana's life beyond the honeymoon. Princess Diana's life after the honeymoon was filled with both triumphs and challenges. While she quickly became the people's princess, loved by millions for her warmth and compassion, her personal life remained a struggle. The seeds of insecurity planted during the honeymoon continued to grow, impacting her mental health and her ability to trust those around her. However, Diana's strength and resilience also shone through. She used her position to bring attention to important causes like AIDS awareness and the fight against landmines. Despite her personal pain, Diana's legacy as a global humanitarian and loving mother endures, inspiring countless people even today. Number 17. The legacy of Princess Diana, King Charles, and Camilla's story. The story of King Charles, Princess Diana, and Camilla remains one of the most compelling chapters in royal history. Princess Diana's heartbreak, King Charles' emotional conflict, and Camilla's enduring presence reshaped public perceptions of the monarchy. What began as a fairy tale wedding ended in tragedy, but it also sparked important conversations about love, duty, and the pressures of royal life. Today, King Charles and Camilla's eventual marriage reflects a shift in societal attitudes towards personal choice and happiness. However, the legacy of Princess Diana's struggles continues to resonate. Her honesty, resilience, and compassion have left an indelible mark, ensuring that her story and her voice will never be forgotten. Camilla's hidden role in King Charles and Princess Diana's honeymoon cast a long shadow over their marriage, leaving a legacy that changed the course of royal history. What do you think about Camilla's influence on Charles and Diana during this important time? Do you believe things might have turned out differently if Charles and Diana had addressed these issues early on? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. It really helps us grow and brings you more interesting videos like this one. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update in future video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye!